Prime one, that's him. Sky, thought you thought, but I wasn't born yesterday. All I do is ball, you goofies underestimate. Heavyweight bag, step on your weight class. I done moved across states, blood I can't cap. Strap with it for my pivot, clocking digits. Rock hard and I ain't even in the kitchen. I'm on a mission to move soft, make a thing flip like a moonsault. Keep a switch for everybody through salt. Face froze, somebody check dude's pulse. Is you stepping or stepped on? Wake the game up, make them regret I was slept on. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. I'm getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true boat brother gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah, it just hit different. You find my story is all non-fiction. I put my fam before me and I gotta mention. I keep an air fan, tone mob a henchman. For you squares, option for opposition. And you ops that get popped trying to stop my ascension. Talking generational, you got my attention. Underworld motivational, you feel the sensation. Try and see how I look, get booked, I'll take it. I was just a cook, all it took was some patience. Now my phone off the hook, I got hella deals waiting. You ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the gray poop on. Getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true boat brother gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah.
Hey. Happy Friday. Top of the morning. Welcome to another episode of Wake Your Game Up. Yes, every time we nailed it perfect.
Wake your game up.
Lord, how y'all feeling?
Doing good yourself?
It's Friday.
Top of the morning, everybody, man.
I ain't gonna lie, that thing slap.
That shit slap hard, bro. Pause.
Then what you gonna call this? Them flutes in the hook. I want to turn that up in the background. Yeah, that thing goes crazy. I'm like, yo, that's too low. I'm
like the baseline slap. You can
Right.
pull up, you can open all your doors. You can pull up wherever you pull up, open all doors and let that shit slap.
Blah, 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 blah. That should do,
yeah. The long overdue intro here for Wake Your Game Up, man. Top of the morning. Appreciate everyone. Shout out to Peacock for whipping that joint up. Kaka! Rocking with us this morning from his location of work, getting it done, multitasking. That's a real.
He's in the command
there.
center.
Yeah, I'm also multitasking. I just remembered I had an interview that I got to do with an athlete, a really good running back. Shout out to Cam is his first name. I need to get his last name right. I'll have to ask him how to say his last name when we talk. Well, it might come up during the show, so if it does, I'll have to mute myself and I'll tell y'all about it. But yeah, wake your game up, man. I'm excited.
Killer Cam.
Yes. Yeah, he rushed for almost 2,000 yards last year. And this is high school. It was only 9 or 10 games. The kid almost had 2,000 and over 20 tugs. This kid's a beast, y'all. So
he was a 200-yarder a game, basically.
Facts, yeah. He goes to a pretty small school, so I think it's one of them that he's a big boy, and a lot of them boys in those small schools just
He's a man amongst
can't
boys.
bring him down.
Yeah.
Exactly, a literal man amongst boys.
You know,
so, yeah.
I don't think we should say that saying anymore, even if we're just referring, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a man amongst boys. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not
that sounds
after
kind
the
of
Drake
wrong.
thing.
Yeah.
After the
facts.
Drake thing, we got to be
Exactly. Yeah,
phrases
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
We gotta be politically correct. Yeah.
Sounds like we're talking about some Boy Scouts, yeah.
I know, yeah, facts.
a
Let's shout out
69
the
God.
chat, yo. Before we get too off topic, let's shout out the chat. Emil, what up, Emil? Appreciate you, bro.
Morning, Emil.
Derek, salute,
Morning,
bro.
salute, Derek.
Derek.
Oh,
We're almost there, Derek. We're almost there. Sin City, here we come.
Yes,
about
Vegas in a week, y'all. That's gonna be epic. Cannot wait. I wish I could be there, but I know a lot of the crew will be there. So yeah, y'all
Don't
go
ruin the
hold it down.
surprise.
I was like, I didn't. Well, my bad, but
Just pops
Morning,
up.
Dennis.
yeah.
And now he's going.
Albert, what up, Albert?
What
up,
a moment.
Yes,
Big up
sir.
to the
Yep, we
homie
got
Albert,
the
man.
Ginger Ninja. Yep.
Yeah, what up, Dennis?
Yep, we got Derek and no, Peacock's good now. I don't hear any echoes.
Yeah.
What up, Song? Cool MC. What up, bro?
What up, Song? He's cooling, man. Happy Friday. Hey, Song, one of the hardest working people ever, bro. I was chopping up with him the other day, and he was like, I don't have a day off all August or something like that. I'm like, damn. Like, that dude just be going on the marathon for real.
Yes, sir. And Jay the Plug. What up, Jay? What type of shit is it?
Plug
Mid-round
Plug.
pick poison, man. We picking our poison for these mid-round joints, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Plug a Plug, man.
Yes, sir.
big
Repping
thing. I
down
heard you
south,
a
South
liar.
Louisiana. Jay the Plug, baby. We're gonna have to go catch a Saints game this year.
The pride of Lafayette. You know what I mean? Hey, one day I'm gonna see a picture. It's Spencer, Plug, and Theo Vaughn. Watch.
Oh shit, man! I'd love to meet Theo.
That's how you know
That'd
we
be
made it.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he's
know
from
what?
South Louisiana. So.
I just thought of something here listening to the intro song or the countdown song. Cause I said something about you ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Man, we need to put that on a shirt.
Hell yeah, that could be the next Peacock merch.
It can be done.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, y'all ready to pick y'all poison, man? Because oh shit, sitting here working on Quincy Williams and Alan Lazard's cleats. Damn, Plug, you got the whole Jets team.
Yeah, you got
I
the
didn't
Jets
even-
Hell yeah.
Hey man, hey, can you on Quincy Williams cleat? Can you somehow get it in there, like in the cut somewhere where you gotta really look and see it, and it says Bogard loves you, Quincy. And you just put that.
Oh my
And I've been
God.
right about Quincy from the Jump Street, bro. I love you, Quincy Williams, part of the fraternity.
Yep, IDP fraternity facts. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, let's get with shit. At the end, we gotta do a few honorable mentions. You know, we could maybe do a would you rather IDP pick your poison, but we're gonna start off with some skill players. We got a couple wide receivers to talk about, a couple battles at wide receiver, a couple running back battles, a quarterback battle, and a tight end battle. So we'll get to that here. Oh yeah, ear to the streets. Before we get to it, Lee, ear to the streets.
Some
Any
hotness.
news this morning that you want
Let
to
me
break?
see. No, I haven't seen any Ayuk news. I haven't seen any CD Lamb news. But they did say here in Texas last night on the news that Lamb's contract is there, but they're expecting it to be done by the third preseason game.
I mean,
Okay.
You said it best, Lee. You know what I mean? You know, what's the best way to get the streets chiming in, right? You just
Plug got
say
you.
the word. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks, Plug. Appreciate you. I love
He
Quincy.
said Q wants the Joker joints.
Okay, like as in the Joker from
Like
from the
Batman,
new,
right?
The new
I
Joker.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he got some ill joints in there.
Yeah.
I
Go
mean,
ahead,
he
Lee.
just played for
If you got
Gotham.
anything.
No, I got nothing at the moment, but I was just searching away.
Oh,
You got
okay. Yeah.
one.
All good, brother.
We sent us the whole thing this morning. I think you got some. Actually, but yeah, there was some.
They were just like little blurbs
little
and
tidbits.
updates. There wasn't any like
Yeah.
breaking
Right.
news. Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. We got to have preseason action. Did we have preseason last
Yeah.
night?
We sure did.
Yeah,
Fuck,
we
I
the
forgot about
Patriots and
that.
the Eagles, yeah.
Yeah. I
Yep.
forgot about the preseason joints last night. Yeah. I was at the gym and we went to the bar, got a little faded, you know, living that New Orleans lifestyle. It's
He's
like
living,
sometimes
Big
I
Easy.
just be forgetting shit because I'm like, fuck, man, I just be living for real.
Hey, man,
Okay,
that's what
yeah,
it's about, man.
Yep, I see it. Yeah, Eagles, Patriots. Drake May got in there, threw it 11 times. Looks like he had the best effort of the bunch. None of them did all that much. Rahamador got in there. Oh, Kenny Pickett Fence. Yeah, he went 11 of 13. The Eagles didn't really do shit other than Joseph Nada had 5 for 88. Oh, Will Shipley sighting 4 for 31. Kendall Milton got a tug. I got him in Gen Wealth.
Yeah, I like Kendall Milton. I think that'd be if anything was to God forbid anything happened to old Saquon. I think that's the guy, not Shipley, bro. I think Shipley has his own role.
Yeah,
he'll be more like the Kenny Gainwell shit. Kendall Milton might be more like the direct backup to Saquon
because he's the big 215-ish. You know what I mean? Like he just fits. He seems that prototype. You know what I mean?
Derek said it was trash. Terrible, man. Terrible.
You know?
Yeah, I turned it on last night and
me too.
Then I remember.
Isn't it funny? I'm like excited. Ooh, football! Hell yeah! You're switching on. You're like, that's what else is on?
Yeah, we ain't got shit today. No games today, and then we got a whole gang of games Saturday.
There's a lot of Saturdays.
Yeah, we play y'all this week, Spence.
And then I was about to say we got a Sunday. They're going on at the same time. Green Bay at Denver, and then Saints at Bang Bang Niner Gang.
Yep, should be good.
We come to y'all on Sunday at 7:00.
The Texans will be hosting the Giants, and the H-Town Tough H will make its on-field debut. So it will be painted on the end zones.
Watch that.
Yeah, it'll be painted on the end zones in a red colorway, so all red. They're kind of changing.
H-Town till we drown.
Making the colorway different there, so that's going to be interesting to see how it looks on field for the first time. I don't think they're going to be using the uniforms. We might be seeing the navy blue, the first time we see the dark blue new uniforms, not the H-Town Tough ones, but the standard home jerseys.
Yeah, because somebody stole your guys' blue.
Man, so that's the Titans, like they sued the University of Houston. They put a stop on the Texans for using more than 10% of that H-Town baby blue, but they didn't go after the Panthers. They didn't go after the Chargers. They didn't go after, like all these other teams that use. Yeah, I mean, that's a very close. It's a very close blue. It's very close. So I don't know what their deal is. They just don't like Houston.
Tennessee, they sued the Sky. Actually,
only the Sky in Houston.
Arrogant Tennessee. Oh yeah, they sued Houston Sky. That's right. What's wrong with them?
The ultimate
the Columbia blue goes hard. That's what my high school team was. We were Columbia blue, and we had the best fucking jerseys.
Don't let Tennessee find out.
Yeah,
they got through all the damn high schools, bro.
That Columbia blue is on the police, or was on the old police cars and stuff back in the 70s and stuff. So the city had really used it, and the team kind of embraced it. Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that on Beverly Hills Cop 1. They called us police cars at Beverly Hills Cop 1 on everything.
The blue and white.
Yeah, on everything. Fact.
Yeah, big. Yeah, there's something to the. Not to go down a crazy rabbit hole, but I think the Eye of Horus represents the freaking the little siren. Yeah, take that as you will.
Cool. That's interesting.
Fuck the boys. Let's get on to this pick your poison joint.
And see, we're ready to Spencer right, man. Makes me proud.
Let's get. I won't pick my poison, damn it. I don't want to keep talking about the damn boys. Let's get. Oh man, I had to do it. Yeah, that's my guru rant for the morning. There y'all go.
All right, what you got for us, Goo?
All right, speaking of H-Town Blue, we got some H-Town boys to talk about here. We've got our first pick your poison. These players tend to go usually around the 4th round of the single QB joint. So I'd say that's usually where the mid-rounds start for me, like the 4th, 5th round. First 3 to 4, that's early rounds, So this is kind of where it gets going, where you're in this range and you're like, damn, what do I do? And to me, the 2 names that really came to mind for this, Stephon Diggs versus Devontae Smith. It's a fucking war.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Peacock kills it, man. NeonPeacockMerch.com, man.
Talk about it.
Awesome.
Facts,
Okay. I'm just gonna jump out and say this. Like I think the safer one, this sounds crazy. It might be Devontae Smith just because there's the familiarity, and like if he stays upright a full season, I mean he just came off 11 hundo, and I think with Kellen Moore there, they're gonna throw a whole lot more. And but it's hard to argue that. I think CJ Stroud and company is gonna throw just as much, maybe even more, and he has the same amount of weaponry, maybe more if you want to include Schultz and Mixon out of the backfield, but. And I'm just not a Devontae Smith guy, but I got to go on and say that I think that's a safer pick if you're looking for a 1,000-yard plus outing. Like that's a big play guy. I think Diggs is going to be more of a possession look, kind of like a 1B to Diggs to Nico when it comes to third down looks, maybe even red zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough, man. Go ahead, Pete.
I tend to agree with that take on Diggs being more of like a possession intermediate receiver in this offense, kind of losing a step, or as people kind of assume at his age, and then transferring over to another team. That's typically what you see. A decline in their, I guess, their average output or whatever towards when you see moves like this happen. You get like maybe 1 or 2 good years, and then it kind of starts to drop off, like you saw with DeAndre Hopkins after he got traded out of Arizona and stuff like that. So I'm saying that you probably will see that. It'll probably be more of like the 1B type of situation, and then there's that other viable Texans receiver waiting in the wings in Tank Dell. So I would probably personally. What's up, Chris?
Top of it up.
I'd probably personally lean on the Devonta Smith side, as he is the clear cut, second target there. You don't have to worry about maybe somebody like Dallas Goedert eating in, and it's in history. It kind of has been. It's either or with them too. So there's maybe a similar situation going on there.
Many situations where they're all three on there, huh?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, personally, it does feel a little bit better probably taking Devonta Smith there on your roster, but I guess it depends on your roster construction as well. I think Stephon Diggs is probably the more durable, sure bet, but like Bogart was saying, Devonta Smith might be able to take the top off and give you a bigger play here and there in that offense. So I like both offenses. They're both good offenses. They're going to be up to scoring a lot of points. I think I like the Texans' air attack a little bit better with CJ Stroud, obviously, but I like Devonta Smith's order and the pecking order. So the tiebreaker there for me, just so I don't sound biased, would probably be Devonta Smith as the number 2 receiver on his team, as to where you don't really know where Stephon Diggs is going to fall or fit in that hierarchy with the Texans and a new team.
That pick is poison.
Damn, that song.
I just thought of it right now.
Yeah, it's a close one for me. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here and lean Stephon Diggs because I feel like he's a little more reliable for PPR purposes. I mean, I think Devontae is solid. Don't get me wrong. It's close. Pick your poison. They're just very, they're very close. But if I gotta pick a side, I'm going to lean Diggs in that he's just a guy that I think is a little safer from a reception standpoint. I think even though the A-dot's probably not going to be very long, it's for PPR. We don't need a big A-dot. If he catches 90 to 100 passes, even if his A-dot isn't what Smith's is, he might not get quite as many yards, but I think he'll catch a gang of passes, and he's a pretty big guy, so he should still get a good amount of tugs. Like in Buffalo, he's getting the tugs. So, I'm going to lean Diggs here. It's very close. All these to me are very close, but I'm going to lean Diggs over Devontae because I feel like he'll be a little more consistent on a per game basis.
Yeah, I agree with you, Spence. I'm gonna go Diggs as well. With Diggs, like you brought up last year, he only had a 10.3 A-dot, 100%. So coming into that system right now, if we think he's gonna be more of a possession receiver, that's where it's at. That's not 100%. Without a doubt. Then even if he's not the clear cut number 1 wide receiver, he's getting with the targets that he was averaging in Buffalo. If that even comes down, like you said, Spencer, I agree with you. He's still going to get those receptions that float around close to 80 to 90. And that's what That's what Devontae had last year, was about 70 to 80 receptions with 1,000 yards. And what's the breaking point is the red zone targets and him being able to get tugs. He had 16 red zone targets with 11 receptions in the red zone, and that was 20th at the position last year. So they're definitely going to use him in that aspect. And if he do get float around to 7 to 10 TDs, which ain't going to be too hard in that offense, I think he does have a better value than Devontae Smith. I would rather have Stephon.
Might switch my answer.
And I'm gonna go ahead and make it a solid one-way pact if you're gonna do that, because I'm rolling on the Diggs too. If you're switching your answer, Bogey, it's a heavy favorite.
You gotta kill Devontae
because
I gotta give Peacock credit, taking his bias out of it.
Pass the poison.
I think what the tiebreaker for me is that I have Houston as a top 2 fantasy offense, and when you narrow it down, I love AJ Brown in Philadelphia. I'm not so high on Devonta Smith. I think AJ Brown's gonna get all of the actual work, and then Devonta Smith is gonna have his every occasional weeks. We don't know really who's gonna be that guy over in Houston, so I'm gonna take the upside of Diggs becoming maybe the alpha receiver in the offense that's going to score way more points and have a potential 5,000-yard passer, as opposed to a Hurts who's going to have that floor of the run game. And then, I would rather put my bet on Diggs and actually all of those receivers over Devonta Smith. I would take the whole trio of the Houston receivers over Devonta Smith in every situation.
Kid will fuck with some poison, but not the Devontae Smith.
Kid is hot on that Texans pack. Woo.
Yeah, I really am. I think C.J. Stroud is the next quarterback to throw for 5,000 wow, and all of those guys are going to reap the benefits of that.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think we covered that one pretty good. Any other thoughts before we move on to the next pick your poison?
No, I mean, that was, like you said, that was tough. You guys probably convinced me to lean on the Diggs side.
That's right, Derek.
Yeah, any Texans receiver over Diggs, over Devontae.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone, I still have Devontae over Tank Dell. But
I was gonna say I like them both. I kind of, when we brought up this segment, I was gonna put Dell versus Smith in my initial ideas, but when
Dell's
Spencer
going
came back,
such a value.
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
in the same round when
Exactly.
they're being drafted. So
Right.
I like this because they are Diggs and Devonta Smith are near each other in the draft, and this is a decision that a lot of you guys would have to make, and hopefully you guys go Diggs over Devonta Smith now.
I'm probably gonna do it now. I'm probably gonna do it now too if I come up with that choice.
I have my part stricken from the record.
hell yeah. Speaking of Tank Dell, that's actually our next wide receiver battle here. Tank Dell, y'all, he's one of them guys that's going in the mid rounds, usually the 5th, 6th range, but also we've got the Scottish lad, Terry McLaurin, with his new quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Laddie.
Oh yeah. Tank Dell or Scary Terry, y'all? Where are we going with this thing?
Give me the laddie.
Ooh, the laddie.
I just gotta go out and say it. It's a kilt, not a skirt. And when it comes to the Scottish lad, Terry McLaurin, he's just, man, JD was killing the Terry McLaurin take the other night, man. I'm trying to remember what he said, but he was like, the dude was always hovering around 1,000 wow. He's basically QB proof.
Yeah, and that was without any good QBs. He went over all the shit QBs he's had to deal with. Now he's got Jaden, the kid Jaden. It was last year was and it didn't go too well. This year you got the kid Jaden Daniels, bro.
Yeah, come on.
So yeah, I'm leaning Terry as well. It's very close though. I mean, all these I came up with other guys. This is I kind of did this in a way selfishly because I'm like, damn, I don't know who to pick out of these. They're all so damn close, but. Yeah, I'm leaning the Scottish laddie, Terry. For one, he's the number 1 target on the offense. And while the offense isn't quite as good as Houston. I think by him being the number one, having JD5 and Derek saying the same thing, you know, he looks amazing. So I'm thinking this will be a career year for the Scottish lad. He's going to the WR3. I think he'll be more like a WR2.
I like that. And that's what we're looking for when we're in these rounds. So who's going to jump up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, Tank Dell could as well. I mean, I don't hate Tank Dell by any means.
There's a chance Tank Dell has a touchdown every game. I've seen it.
Yeah,
And that's
right.
right. Too is that the Scottish slide, he only averages about 4 to 5 TDs per season for the last 4 years. On top of that, wow. But you know, if we're getting better quarterback play with from the young bull in JD5, we might get some, you know, better quality targets.
JD5, I'm alive.
Everything. And then with, you know, the addition of Diggs and mixing it, but Tank Dell, the what he played 11 games last year, Peacock 10 games last year. 11 games.
He appeared in 11 games. And 2 of those 11 games he left in 1 the first quarter and 2 the second quarter. So he played a total of 9.5 games, if you want to, you know, really break it down.
10.5 worth of quarters.
And he commanded a 20.4 target share and a 24.9 target rate. But you know, you bring in 2 new weapons into the offense, and you know that's definitely going to come down because he's not the number one threat.
Yeah, to start the season last year, he also started as the wide receiver 3 behind Robert Woods for a week and a half. So for the first game and a half, he wasn't the starter. It was the second half of week 2 when he took over that role and became the starter versus the Jaguars. And I think he scored he had like 70 yards and a touchdown or something in that game. So the first week and a half, you didn't really see a lot of Tank Dell. And then he became a starter, and then by week 4, the offense opened up, and CJ Stroud started to throw the ball. So it took a little while to get going, and even on top of that, he had 7 touchdowns in 9.5 games or whatever it was.
And
he's
been shot.
Right.
He got shot. Yeah, and he got shot.
Tough.
Oh my mama! It's one more thing that stands out to me between both of these players too. Tank Dell has a route precipitation of 76.2, which is 69th, and Terry McLaurin is 100%. He's number 1 at route precipitation. So you know that shows you that he is the number 1 wide receiver compared to what Tank Dell is, especially with these new weapons coming involved. So yeah, I'm definitely on the Scottish lad as well.
The laddie.
Yeah, if we can see Jaden Daniels come in and look anything like he did in the little bit that we saw in preseason, then it should be a big, or at least a regulated, nice jump for Terry McLaurin to finally see what we've wanted him to be for all these years with a decent quarterback play. But at the same time, I haven't seen the decent quarterback play be consistent for the Commanders in several years. So I'm probably leaning on Tank Dell just because, 1, better quarterback play. 2, I like the player. I like him just about the same, but I like the fact that Tank Dell can win in just about any situation. I know that Terry McLaurin has seen like number 1 coverage from corners and still been able to produce fairly decently well for fantasy football. But I think the ceiling is capped also by just him being the number 1, seeing the number 1 look, and then having a rookie quarterback who don't historically throw a lot of touchdown passes. And we're expecting this guy to do it more with his legs. So I'm going to lean on the Texans offense taking a jump, people paying more attention to Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins. And then the fact that Tank Dell has a Bluetooth connection with CJ Stroud to where they know where each other are on the field at all times, and they can communicate to get, once the play breaks down, to get to the open spots and get the ball into his playmaker's hands. The guy wins on the line of scrimmage, during the route, at the point of catch, and after the catch. I mean, those are things that you just love to see with a young receiver. And we saw it, like I said, this last preseason game. He was able to kind of change his route, get open. CJ Stroud immediately recognized it.
Kojo not a McLaurin fan. They hadn't really done anything to get the nicknames carried there. Well, he will this year. Damn it,
You got to look at what Scary Terry's done and his historic ADP. Terry McLaurin's never been a guy I could remember ever drafting like before the 5th round ever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is why he's a guy that you put on your team not to lead your receiving core, but to be maybe even your third. You know what I mean? Or even if you're going receiver heavy and maybe Terry McLaurin even falls a little more, even for Tank Dell, that matter. You get these guys as your WR3 or 4 on a squad. You're loving that.
Whoa, this is a deep ass sleeper here. Diami Brown gonna be the guy. Whoa.
No.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean,
That's crazy.
It is a big deal right now that they're
What up,
talking
Tino?
about who's going to be the number 2, right? Because we all assume it's Jahan Dotson, but remember that was the last regime that drafted him, so they haven't exactly just awarded him that number 2 look yet. But it's been him on the field in both preseason games, and it's him getting. He actually made the big play, Jahan Dotson, to set up the 3-yard rushing tug from old JD5. I'm alive. Remember that movie? Johnny 5, the robot?
Nope.
Yeah, like tank wheels for legs.
Short circuit.
Yes, there it is. 10
Yeah, we
points.
talked about Diggs earlier, and we went with Diggs over Devontae Smith as a panel. So this one, though, so far we're leaning Terry. Any Tank Dell?
I'm a Tank
defender.
Dell guy too. No, we're gonna even out the load with the Tank Dell take because again, it's gonna fall under the what are these offenses actually gonna do? And what we project that the Texans they're gonna score a lot of points. They're gonna have a lot of air yards. Mixon's gonna get his share of work too because you can't stop running the ball ever. So like everybody on the Texans right now is gonna be a fantasy asset as opposed to what's going on in fucking Commanders land. Who the fuck is like? I would not actually put emphasis on targeting any of those guys. You can fall and if like a Terry McLaurin falls and he's a value and he's better than anybody else on the board, then that's great. I think he's a great piece to have and use as a flex. Like Bogart was saying, it's like WR3, WR4 on your team. That's awesome. But the floor on Terry McLaurin is where his appeal lies. With Tank Dell, it's his ceiling that we all
Professor
salivate about. Yeah. It's like we're gonna get those big games where he might have like the 14 targets with the 10 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and those are gonna be game breakers. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't think the Commanders score very much, and therein lies is like why I don't have too much hype on Terry McLaurin. He might just do what he does and get the 1,100 with the almost 100 catches, low touchdowns. We're gonna have to see that Commanders team evolve into a powerhouse on offense. Because right now, I think
you hear that, Cliff Kingsbury.
We got two powerhouses in that division, so they're gonna have to try and keep up. But whether or not they will is still a question mark. Cowboys are going to score a lot. Eagles are going to score a lot. Commanders, they're going to have to score a lot too, but I just don't know if they're there yet. It's they had crazy amount of passing production,
they
I guess, last
season. Pass attempts.
Right, in attempts, right, but not a lot of like success rate. But
not a lot of production out of those attempts.
Yeah, the success rate.
I mean, there was a big yardage. I mean, Sam, what was the Wolf last year? 3rd in overall passing yards? Or he was top 5, right?
I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but he was up there for like I think
he led the league in attempts.
Yeah, the attempts the attempts are probably still going to be there, and Jaden Daniels can arguably be like a next tier.
If you tell me we're going to get 600 attempts out of JD5, bro, McLaurin's alive.
Is Tank? There's a good question for Peacock from Tino. Is Tank taking returns this year?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He is
situationally.
It's not going to be Jafar Jordan or Jahar. What's his name?
I always call him.
That's that rookie running back, I think. Yeah.
Because they were like excited for him to be overturned.
I get it. I think a lot of teams are going to play put in their primary playmakers into that position now because the collision rate is going to be a lot less.
Yeah, it's weird seeing the new shit. Everyone's just stopped. Like it's just it's
so
like everyone's like they kicked it off, and everyone be a statue. The ball's in there.
Yeah, it'll be just like any other play. So if you get the opportunity to give your playmaker a chance to
yell
put the
stuff?
ball, man, I think that might be something that we see these teams do.
I'm standing still, but I'm yelling all kind of shit.
To like your best receiver. Who cares? Just do it.
They yell at it. You're
whenever
a
there's a
bitch.
game-
You're standing still. You're scared. And then they got like,
I'm telling you though, like whenever games are out of hand for one side, or like say the Dolphins are playing from behind and they need it bad, you're gonna see Tyreek Hill taking some returns. You know what I mean? Like it's just, unless the game is in hand, then you keep them off. Obviously, you know what I mean?
hell yeah. Y'all wanna move on to this QB debate next?
What do we fall under then?
Tank
This one was pretty much split. It seems like, I mean, Kiddo, you had gone with Tank Dell. Peacock. What say you on this one, bro?
He went Dell.
Yeah, I went
Oh,
down.
you went Dell, okay. And then
to
me,
you, like,
JD, and Bogey went McLaurin. So we're, I
Okay.
guess, slightly leaning McLaurin,
I think
but it's
Tank
very
will win in the
close.
fight though.
Very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tough motherfucker.
Right on. Yep. So all right, our next pick your poison. We talked about this a little bit on the playmakers on Wednesday, but we're gonna settle it right now. The wee little man Kyler versus J Love.
I like
All
the
right, Joe.
Jordan Love all the way. I don't like.
Yeah, kid is all in.
This is a layup for me, especially if you've been paying attention to our last shows. It's like there's no way in hell I'm gonna take Kyler at his ADP when Jordan Love falls potentially like a round or two later in a lot of these single QB drafts. Like I love the value that you get out of Jordan Love, and then the idea that they have so much weaponry and they actually do spread the wealth. You know, it's going to be hard to game plan against the team. So that you're never going to be able to single out a situation where, okay, they're definitely focusing on this guy. Maybe matchup based because you have a weakness on your own squad, and maybe he'll be smart enough to pick apart that area on that defense because they're weak over there. But that's going to change every team they play. They're going to have to deal with the insane amount of options that they have to throw the ball to. And then now you talk about Josh Jacobs being on the team. So you're going to have like maybe a stack box. I just like with almost like CJ Stroud, the situation is very similar where he has the potential to throw for like an insane amount of yards and score a lot of touchdowns this year. And it's easy for me to pick because Kyler Murray, while he's out there, he has been very fantasy relevant. But the issue with me is like how confident are we to bank on him being out there because the skill set that he has, it's risky.
A lot to do with his legs.
I agree.
And if he has to scramble around and try and make plays because he's a crazy athlete, then I don't know if the system is right for him or if he's capable of leading a squad the full season, playing that reckless. I want a little bit more safer quarterback play.
I'll say it. I'm a bit of a vagine when it comes to a vagine. That's a vag, a pussy. There you go. When it comes to redraft, because I tend to play almost exclusive super flex only. And if I have a mobile QB and they die on you or die on me in this instance, it's hard to just come across another QB. So I almost feel obligated to hold a third. And I don't really like relegating 3 out of my first 10 rounds to QBs like that, because that's usually what you're going to have to do, especially if you're getting a Kyler. He's not going cheap. You know what I mean? And, so I would lean Jordan Love. And, like, I think what we saw to Jordan Love is probably, like, half ceiling, half floor, because it was a down year for QBs last year. I think the league leader was, 33 passing tugs? He was among the league leaders, like him and Dak. So like, and if we get a Josh Jacobs going and you get a bunch more rushing tugs in there, I think he's, hovering around 28, 29 passing tugs for a Jordan Love. And I don't think that's far off from Kyler Murray, because in order to keep Kyler Murray up, they're going to run a shit ton of James Conner, and that's going to take away from him too. So.
Yeah, my thing here, I think they're very close, obviously, while he's doing this. It's just two players very similar. But if we're just talking heads up, I mean, I agree with if the ADP, if Jordan Love's going a lot later, well, then, yeah, I'm going Jordan Love. But straight up, if I'm just straight up in the 7th, 8th round and then got to pick one of these two, I'm going to give the edge to Kyler, because Kyler, I feel like, is the guy, if everything breaks right for him, like, he could have 4,500 combined yards passing and rushing. And not many QBs are going to get that much. Like, because Jordan Love, even if he throws for a little over 4,000, like, he's not going to get the rushing yards of Kyler. And I still think the Green Bay offense is somewhat of a work in progress. Like, it's trending up for sure. I mean, it was pretty nice last year. But, like, they're going to have a good amount of Jacobs, just like Bogey mentioned. They're going to have a good amount of Connor in Arizona. Green Bay's going to have a heavy dose of the run game, too, with Jacobs. So, I think with Arizona, I mean, Kyler's going to be part of that run game. He's going to get 500-600 on the ground and a good amount of rushing tugs, I would think. And then with the addition of Marv Jr., I know some of us on this panel aren't big Marv Jr. fans, but I am, damn it. I think he's going to have a big rookie
his father's son.
Exactly. And then Michael Wilson Jr. and Zay Jones, nothing special. But those guys could be all right. They could help push Kyler close to 4,000.
It's really about McBreezy.
And then Trey McBreezy, McBride. He's nice. Yeah. He could hit for 1,000 while as a tight end. So, yeah, I just feel like this offense is good enough as long as Kyler can stay healthy. And, again, health is key because he hadn't stayed healthy much throughout his career as far as playing the full season. But if we can get a full season out of Kyler this year, I think he could actually be a value in that 7th, 8th round. So I'm going to lean Kyler here. What up, Bakes?
What up,
Bakes? I'm right there agreeing with you, Spence, and I ain't going to say too much more to add on to that. But when he did get on the field last year, 3 top 15 finishes, 3 top 10 finishes, 100%, just walking onto the field after missing the first half of the season. 100%, bro.
Yeah, man.
When he's on the field,
he's an athlete. Yep. When he's on the field, yep. It's kind of like and this is why I prefer, especially value-wise, Kyler to Anthony Richardson, because I'm like, Anthony Richardson, you got to pay up like the 5th, I'm not even 4th round. With Kyler, he's still going usually in the 7th range, and I'm all right with that because in my first 6 picks, I can load up on receivers and RBs and then get Kyler as my QB, and give me a decent little backup, like a T-Law or something, Corky Kirk, and, in case Kyler misses a couple games.
I mean, and like I said, I predominantly play super flex, and people, they're going to grab that mobile QB higher than the Jordan Love. Yeah. It just is what it is. Like matter of fact, his rise in ADP, Kyler Murray's, it's actually pushing Jordan Love down.
Yeah, no, actually, this one is kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, for a while they were really close in ADP, but now it's kind of like Kyler that is kind of pulled away ADP-wise, it seems like. So, yeah, value-wise, at this point, I might lean J Love because I feel like they're very close, but if Kyler's going 2 rounds ahead, then, yeah, I'd rather just wait for Love.
Yeah, the tiebreaker for me is what kind of quarterback you want on your roster. Do you want the mobile running quarterback, or do you want the pocket passer? I like
the packet passer because he's from the pack. I see you.
The packet pass. That's like a thick Boston accent. Packet passer.
Pocket passer.
Yeah, pocket guy. Yeah. Lee knows. Tell him, Lee. Lee's a Boston guy.
Yeah. So I mean, value wise, yeah, I lean Love, but yeah, I think Murray's his ADP is kind of getting out of hand, so probably leaning Love.
Boom.
Hell yeah. Tino's saying Love doesn't have a good stack like Kyler. Could be why his ADP is higher. Yeah, you could stack Kyler with McBride or Marv Jr. With Love, it's like I guess you could stack him with Jaden Reed or Romeo Dobbs, but
yeah, I like
the
Dobbs. I'm a cheapskate, so like
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what
I
I was going to say. One is a bargain value, and the other one is you shopping at Louis Vuitton or something. You know what I mean?
You
With
feel
them
me?
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
MH
give
Yeah.
me the H&M Romeo Dobbs.
facts. 100%.
Yeah, give me the thrifty Dobbs. Yep, I like that. I like that.
H&M
So,
goes hard, man.
yep. So, so I think most of us are if it's straight up agree that Kyler's the guy, but value wise, I feel like we're on the J
Come
Love.
on, Kyler's he's if I hate to say this, but you know we love to extrapolate, and Kyler gets hurt in all those years, he was always pacing to be basically number 1 or number 2 overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I hate him because he always died on me of all people.
I know, right?
Just
Well,
for
yeah,
the
I
record,
am
I
all
would
of
That's
never
what
trade
happens when
Jordan
you-
Love for a Kyler Murray. So it's not a straight up decision for me. This is a fucking slam dunk, easy fucking layup. Like Kyler Murray is
I
trending
think
down.
Kittle versus Kyler Murray. I'll put my money on Kittle.
Yeah,
He really
not a
he'll take
quarterback.
Kyler. He's like, oh, I can't stand him.
I just don't believe in the play. No, I don't like it. Not one
Hell
bit.
yeah. All right, so now we got this one settled. Who we picking? Who we gonna do the running backs, the tight end? What are we thinking here?
Let's keep it rolling with the in order of importance to me.
Okay, yeah, I think the tight end, like this tight end battle, I feel is pretty important here. So let's talk about it here. George Kittle or Easy Ingram? Double E. Evan Ingram. Kittle versus Ingram. Let's get it.
Two-part answer.
Okay.
That joint goes hard,
I know,
man.
right? I'm over here rocking and shit. Like, oh,
Yeah, head banging in
We're
the
back
bitch. Yeah. Yep, everyone in the chat, man. Every time we do these, like, y'all gotta we all backstage banging our heads. Yeah, our air guitar. Yeah. Real rock.
I got two-part answer.
Go
I'm
ahead,
going with
Bogey.
double E because you can't get away from Wow a couple years ago and over 100 grabs last year. But Kittle is the only tight end to put up Wow last year. And if there's no Brandon Ayuk, they're going back to that other part of the playbook where Kittle's way more involved. You know what I mean? And, and he has way more years of being dependable for fantasy as Evan Ingram does, even though Evan Ingram's been in the league longer. But man, Kittle does, you run the risk of him being George Brittle. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what Derek was saying. Kittle, aka Mr. Glass. I'll take double E.
Hey, he's George Brittle. Mr. Glass is Sam Jackson. Right? Or actually, Dallas Goedert's Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, this one was tough because I was going through the tight end list and I was like, they don't really have any like good battles. But then I found this like, man, Kittle versus Ingram, man. Because I'm like, I want to say Ingram. I think I'm gonna still lean Ingram here because it's a little safer from a target standpoint. But I'm like, man, it's so close because like Bogey says, I mean, Kittle's the guy he's like Kelsey. He's one of those fantasy OGs. He's part of fraternity. I mean, I would say at this point, Ingram's earned a spot in the fraternity, but I mean, they're both in the fraternity. You got to put respect on both of them, so it's a tough battle. The thing is, though, I think, and I've been saying it for 2 weeks, anytime y'all watch any shows here or on my channel, like, y'all know, I think Ayuk's staying in the Bay. And so with that being said, I'm going to lean double E right here because I like Brian Thomas a lot, too, and Christian Kirk, but I still think Evan Ingram's going to have a big role over there because Gabe Davis, we all know Gabe Davis ain't getting many targets. So there's going to still be enough to go around for Easy Ingram to catch. Might not be 100 again, but he'll catch at least 80 to 90. And he's a big boy. Should get some more tugs this year, I think. Trevor Lawrence, I would think, will have more tugs this year. So I'm going to lean Easy Ingram right here.
There once was a tight end used to drop balls all day.
Right, yeah, he's not on the Giants no more. So
yeah, that's true.
Everything. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go on double E though, bro, on everything. just based on, volume is king. And if he doesn't float around at 140 targets and it comes down 20, 30, and it's about, 110, and he's, super reliable to chemistry with T-Law, give me 75, 80 receptions over Kittle 65. And, he did that 1,000 on 65 receptions on 15 yards per catch. That is damn good. But I also need more receptions too. And that's what Double E gonna give me. And I think they was only one TD apart from each other as well. So, the volume is king. I need more receptions, 100%. Give me Double E.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of JD there. And it's just, for me personally, I'd like a more stable tight end at the position. But if you're looking to just flat out try to win your league, the value of Kittle and the chances of him finishing inside the top 3 are way bigger, in my opinion, than that of an Evan Ingram and a crappy T-Law, who I feel has just been inconsistent.
His hair isn't even that nice.
So inconsistent since he came in the league. He plays like Gardner Minshew. So anyway, he does.
They should just kept the Ginsu, and they paid T-Law, bro. They paid him a guap.
I want to see him without the do-rag on. I have a theory that the hair is connected to the do-rag. He's really bald under there.
So if you're trying to win your league, my vote of confidence would go for someone like Kittle who could break it open, but the inconsistency is bad, that he could disappear from any given week. So personally, I lean Ingram, but if you're trying to, go out there and really win your league, scared money don't make money. So you got to take that chance sometimes. I think Kittle is one of those guys that you probably should take the chance on.
And I ain't ever scared to try and win. That's why I'm fucking putting my foot down and saying, God damn it, y'all disrespecting George Kittle, bro. Like
I'm wearing the hat too.
I get like, okay, he plays hard and he plays every down. And then Evan Ingram, I think he had a career year. Am I gonna see that this year? Probably not, because that was his best year. So I don't know where. I don't know where he's gonna finish, but I do have a lot of confidence that fucking George Kittle's gonna do what he always does. And if you get the same production that you get from George Kittle year after year, that's gonna be a tight end 5 overall, and you're getting him super cheap. I would with confidence take George Kittle over Evan Ingram. I like what he did. I had him on a few squads last year, and I reaped the benefits. So I realized what happened. It's just not. It's just not realistic for me to believe that he's gonna receive the ball over 100 times. He was like one catch away from breaking the franchise record on receptions. It's like they're not gonna treat the tight end position that way this season. They're gonna spread the ball through the air on the outside. They're gonna try and target Brian Thomas. They're gonna try and even though we're not like Gabe Davis truthers. He's not a terrible
I am.
Gabe Davis
one of the best
sucks,
blocking downfield
He's
receivers.
a good.
He's that bad.
He sucks as a receiver.
I don't think he's that bad. He has his moments where he has good games, and there's a reason why. It's probably because of matchups. Whoever he's seeing on the other side of the on the ball, he's a matchup based piece. So for offenses like Jaguars, where they're gonna be, I don't know, I guess at least competitive in their games. He's going to have the opportunity to catch some touchdowns because that's probably where he's best suited. And Evan Ingram might be productive between the 20s whenever coverages lean towards the receivers. And if he's wide open like he was last year, of course you're going to throw it to him. But I just don't think that they're going to focus in on him like they can some weeks with George Kittle. George Kittle is such a dynamic player where some weeks you just know that squad is going up against, like the squad that you're going up against is weak against the tight end, and then George Kittle's going to take advantage of that, and he's going to have those weeks where he's going to be the focal point, and he's going to have the 2 touchdowns. He's going to have the 100+ yards through the air, and then the volume, it might be like 5 or 6 catches, but he's a big play machine, and he's a phenomenal blocker. He doesn't come off the field. And that's a thing with tight ends for me is like I like a guy, if you're not, unless you're Travis Kelce, but I like a tight end that is out there 100% of the time and able to be part of the play. And I get the injury history and the playing scared, but like Peacock said, if you're trying to play to win it, man, George Kittle is the guy. You know, it's like I'm not afraid to pick up the George Kittle over Evan Ingram probably 10 out of 10 times. Yep.
Okay. The thing is, it's like when I'm trying to win, like I want points, and like the thing with Jorge, it's like, yeah, he'll get me some huge weeks, but I feel like with Jorge, though, it's kind of a roller coaster. It's kind of up and down. Where with Easy, I feel like it's a little more steady ride. Might not have quite as many boom weeks, but I think he'll still be a very steady PPR option because the vacated targets there. I mean, yeah, they added Brian Thomas and Gabe Davis, but the vacated targets add up because guess who left? Calvin Ridley and whoa, Peacock. Whew. That man went into the force field and back out. That was
live special effects.
Right, live TV people. But yeah, Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones, those guys would see a good amount of targets. They're both gone, so insert Davis and Thomas, and with that, they can get their share, and Ingram can still eat. And so I'm going to lean Ingram here because another thing with the blocking tight ends is that, I mean, yeah, it's good that they're on the field, but you're also probably a little more injury prone. So where a guy like Ingram not having to block quite as much, probably a little less injury prone. Right, yeah, and Doug Peterson, they run a lot of two tight end sets to where Ingram doesn't really have to worry about being the blocker. They've got guys that do that dirty work where Kittle does all the dirty work and catches a lot. So, I mean, yeah, Kittle's boom weeks. I mean, yeah, when Kittle booms, he's going to outdo Kittle. But I think by season's end, when it's all said and done, I'm going to give Easy Ingram the slight edge because, yeah, like Tino's saying, his talent hurts his fantasy points because he's such a well-rounded tight end that there are weeks where he's just blocking and then only catches like 2 for 20 or some shit.
Yeah, his routes run per drop back is like it always hovers around 50%. So if you got a guy dropping back 15 times or 25 times, he's only running like 12 routes. You know what I mean? But he's also, because he's a blocker, he's in every red zone package, and that does boost his,
he's gonna get 8 to 10
touchdown upside. That's why those guys were only one touchdown apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for DFS purposes, like if you're good at identifying the matchups, or they play the DFS joints, the DraftKings and all that, like if you can find a matchup where it's like, all right, the Niners are playing a team that's really weak against the tight end, well then like go with Kittle as your DFS tight end. It's just for season long fantasy though. It's like I like the more steady, consistent option.
I'll gladly take Kittle though if he falls like behind all those guys for some odd reason.
Oh yeah, definitely
for sure.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll take the cheaper one. It's usually I feel like because Kittle's such a household name, Ingram a lot of times ends up cheaper.
He's going after the Andrews and the.
Yeah, these guys, these are the ones that go. This is a battle for tight end 6 of the top 5. Usually Kelsey, Laporta, McBride, Andrews, and Kincaid.
Yep, and then old Jorge.
Yep. The Crispy had a hot take earlier. He said, I'm taking Ferguson over either of them. I was like, whoa.
You know, the reason why I wanted to put Ferguson here too, because I actually think Ferguson will start going up a little higher, and he will be part of this conversation. But I like that he's going like later, and because he is a guy. I mean, one of the only ones to get 100 targets at the time.
You're in the Kyle Pitts range, like Pitts usually goes above him, but then once Pitts goes, Pitts is usually tied in 8, and then Ferguson tied in 9.
I have Ferguson as my tight end 10.
Oh, you have Njoku over him. Yeah, Njoku's kind of in that mix too.
I take Ferguson. It's the same thing too. Like, man, I'm just gonna keep saying it. Dak,
I have Njoku
second most targeted position every year in his career, but one. So that's what 7 out of 8 seasons. The second most targeted is the tight end. Give me Ferguson.
Fergie.
Ferguson.
Yes, sir. All right. So I think we covered this tight end battle. Let's move on to these running backs. Our first running back battle of the day. Samir Zeus White versus the AndreSwift. Rock.
Rock.
Real rock.
Hey, who wants to jump on this one?
Yes, sir. Where's my little banner here, fam?
Pause.
Boom. Here we go. Zamir White versus DeAndre Swift. I can jump out first on this one. I'll go Zeus, Zamir White, because I feel like with Zeus, like he's gonna get very steady volume. Because I think the Raiders, even though their QB sucks, like their defense is gonna keep them in games. To where Zeus White, I think, still gonna get about 20 carries a game, even if they're trailing, because they're not going to be trailing by that much. Like usually when a team abandons the run, it's because they're trailing by like double digits, like 14 and 20 points. So you're just like, all right, fuck it. We're abandoning the run. We're just going to go for broke. Where I think the Raiders defense is good enough, or they'll be around in a lot of these games, so they're going to still be pounding the rock with Zeus. I do
They had
like
to tell Max Crosby to relax. Did you see that? I told him
I
relax
believe that.
in
That dude's
practice.
so intense. Oh my
He's
goodness.
almost hurting his own quarterbacks.
Oh, so Dennis, I need y'all on the show September 3rd. Okay. I could probably pull up.
That's a
You
Tuesday.
already know.
Let's
Yeah,
see
yeah,
when
for
that
sure.
is. That's
Yeah,
it's
shout
a
out to the
Tuesday.
Ignorant Thinkers podcast, man. Everybody make sure
Tuesday.
you go sub up to their channel.
I'll be doing a draft, an online draft during that. So I'll be drafting during the show.
Okay.
For sure.
Wow.
Sounds
Yeah,
good,
that.
Dennis. Yeah, we should be able to make it. But yeah, bro, what was I going? I was just saying about Swift. I want to acknowledge the fact that Swift is right there because I think Swift could have more upside in that he's for PPR, because I think if he's on the field enough for the Bears, he could have a really special season.
Yep.
For PPR, it's just they've still got Roshan behind him. They still got Khalil Herbert. And the bottom line is that they're going to want Caleb Williams to sling that thing, pause, because
Man,
yeah,
I hate
it's
to
like-
overhype. I get over. I hate getting overhyped over Caleb, but man, that dude can throw, bro.
yeah, he's got the crazy. He
That's-
studies Mahomes. He's got the
Yeah, that's
Mahomes
flick the
mannerisms
wrist.
and
If you
shit.
watch
Look at
the
this- look at
Hard
this.
Knocks virus, everybody on the team is like, man, look at this motherfucking throw that he doing, man.
That's what I'm saying. He's got all the arm angles and all that to where, like, Swift. I think the thing with Swift, we
Is it
got to hope
painted
he can
nails?
get the double-digit tugs, which is possible. It's very close, but again, I tend to want to go with the more steady volume guys, kind of like the Ingram Kittle thing. I think Swift probably have more boom weeks than Zeus, but I think Zeus is gonna get that steady volume, and I tend to want to go with the steady volume guys. So give me Zeus White.
Good take. Damn good take.
I-
Y'all know where I stand. I had him on Wednesday night as one of my league winners.
Yeah, we kind of talked
Yeah,
about that on Wednesday night about
For,
Zeus. Yeah.
In the last 4 games, he led the league in carries, 80 carries, 84 carries. What else did he do? Fucking 13 targets, 9 receptions, 457 yards in 4 games, bro. The last 4 games of the season, 100%. No Josh Jacobs. You do the math, like how Spencer said. It's a few more running backs in Chicago that's behind. That's behind Swift, but I'm looking at the numbers of Swift. What Swift did. Swift did have 270 total combined touches last year, even though it was where it was at, and it's a whole better situation. But we do project that the Bears are going to be a whole lot better. So like Spencer said about the boom weeks, you will get maybe a little bit more boom weeks due to the receptions that he did that Swift does bring. But I need a consistent 12 to 15 points, especially where I'm taking these guys at, and I know that Zeus is getting 20 to 25 touches a game, bro. 100%.
Yeah, that's a good point for where these guys are being drafted at, and you're looking at that point in the draft. You're typically wanting to solidify your roster and get things to be more consistent. So that's probably why you'll see our panelists here with a smart Zamir White choice. I think in this one, Swift is a little more fluky. He's only had that one season breaking 1,000 yards, which was last year on a really, really good offense where he used 4.6 a carry basically. And it's taken him 225 plus touches to get to 1,000 yards. So he's going to need that volume in Chicago to get the numbers that that Zamir White's going to get. So there's still some question marks around that, and I think that just Zamir White being a safer bet. I know that in the past I've taken Swift, but I think in drafts moving forward, I'll probably lean White.
Zeus.
Yeah, and White goes a little longer. Pause. A little later.
That's right. Yeah. So value wise, he tends to be the better value too.
Yeah. I don't. My only worry about Zamir White is it's just that offense. That's it. It's like, because if I'm getting a workload, I'm not, and plus touchdowns are fluky as all hell anyway. So when I look at Zamir White, I'm just looking at the solid workload, and I'm potentially getting him as my RB3, and especially if you're for guys that play standitos or even half point.
Oh, Zeus is great for those standitos.
Exactly. And we don't play any of that, but I just gotta throw that out there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So that's why this is such a debate. I mean, to me, in standitos, it's obvious Zeus, but in the PPR, this is a debate because Swift has the more receiving upside.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's an easy call for me too because of the amount of work that you can bank on Zeus getting is a lot more solidified than what Swift is gonna. Because I'm a Khalil Herbert fan. I don't think that they're gonna just let him die on the bench. I think they're gonna have to make a decision. I think they're gonna have to actually make a decision on whether or not Herbert is gonna be better than Swift, and Herbert might overtake Swift on the pecking order. But that might happen a little bit later on in the season.
Yeah.
But
all right, Bakes. Go ahead, Kenna. Yeah. Something else to say?
Oh no, I mean,
for sure.
I mean, like, I don't really have any more insight on why Zeus would be the obvious choice.
Hell yeah. Crispy's with us. White Swift scares me. Yep. And then Bakes has a good question for us here. You think the Vikings running game will be more highlighted now that Sam Darnold is throwing the ball, and then he followed that up with Aaron Jones or Zeus in redraft?
I think Aaron Jones is going to catch a bunch of balls like he's known to. You know what I mean? But
I'm still going Zeus. I don't trust Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I don't know about Aaron Jones at this point, bro.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Jones because you can pick up Ty Chandler later on in the draft, and then you can just have that little safety net. And Ty Chandler, he's been a little bit of a stud in the preseason. So
I'll do you one better. I'll take Zeus and Alexander Madison.
Or Dylan Lobb. Or Lube.
That's great. I don't know why the Aaron Jones.
Lube.
It's French.
Yeah.
Fucking Lube.
Lube.
He goes, no,
they can't tackle him. That's Dylan Lube. He's too slippery.
He's a slippery bastard.
Yeah.
He's out there lubed up. Paul.
He gets lubed up before every game. Paul.
That's the big pause, my boy.
Big pause. Yeah.
Shout out to my man Candlestick, because when we get faded, and then, like, the more faded you are, that you're like, oh, he's real lubed up now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Aaron Jones, like, maybe a slight stock up, because like they're gonna probably run it a little more. But it's kind of a similar concern that, like, his health, and then it's one of them things of where, like, the offense itself's not gonna be that great probably. So I don't think he's gonna get the amount of tugs that he was getting in Green Bay. So I think I'd put Aaron Jones like just below these two. I think in my rankings, I literally have it: Zeus RB20, Swift RB21, Monty Burns RB22, Aaron Jones RB23.
You got Justin Jefferson to take the top off. You got a Devontae Adams to take the top off. You got some similarities there. Questions at quarterback. You got some notable tight ends there. And a lot of these are, they do tell me that he's going to open it up for the run game. In a lot of ways you'll be able to snatch up both a Aaron Jones and a Zamir White, and then
you can just snatch them off back to back
with those type of guys being your 2 and 3. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I did with Rahamador and Zeus.
Running back.
I ripped off Rahamador and Zeus as my 2 and 3. Or in a Jen Wealth, I just punted on running back and then ripped off Zeus and Swift as my running backs.
Yeah, with what you're getting, the potential that you're getting out of Zeus, you damn near have the confidence to go ahead and go a 0 RB strategy and go ahead, like you guys both just said, double him up with somebody else and fuck your 3 and your 4, your 1 and your 2, because Zeus is gonna get he has workhorse potential where he's going at, bro, 100%.
And he's jacked right now.
You're not getting nobody that's probably going to carry the ball 250 plus times in the 5th fucking round, 6th fucking round, wherever he's going. Like you're getting in the first round with all them other dudes that's got that potential 100%. So if you really want to, switch your game up, you know what I mean? You might want to think about going a 0 RB strategy and Zeus is your RB one.
I just did that in the homies league, bro. I went Jefferson, Malik Harris, or no, what's his name? Harrison. Yeah, I just combined the two. Huh?
Wait, who? Malik Harrison.
I combined the two. I went Jefferson, then I went.
He really
Harrison.
He started. Yeah, Jefferson and Mark.
And then I went Josh Allen, and then in the 4th round, I went Kamara, then Stevenson in the 5th, and then Zeus in the 6th, and I felt pretty fucking good about it.
Yeah, that's I like those trios right there. Kamara, Stevenson, and Zamir White, which I actually agree with that order of running backs. I think Kamara's the number 1 there, with Stevenson the RB2. Yeah, for sure, because Stevenson has the same arguments. But he has the history, and then with Zamir, we just gotta kind of like
do not know what the Patriots offense is going to look like.
Top of the morning,
top of the morning to you.
Kev! Shout out to Kev.
Hey, shout out to Ellis Greens.
Yes, sir. That Ellis Greens pack. Ooh, that's that good gas.
That's that good gas. Bye. Hey, he said Kamara's trash. He said he hurt already. I ain't seen that one yet.
You got back tightness.
He'll be all right, because guess what? The backup, Kendre Miller, he's hurt too. So, I mean, the Saints are just going to have to roll out a banged-up Kamara. But, I mean, even banged-up Kamara is still an RB2.
Yeah, that passing.
He's played hurt before.
The passing game revolves around the running back there for whatever reason.
And you're bringing in Clint Kubiak. Who just came from the Niners and spent time with Stefanski and Kevin O'Connell. And he comes from that pedigree where they're going to throw it a lot at the running back.
Yeah. We seen it last year. That motherfucker was having games with 15 fucking targets.
Yeah. Like what was it?
I call safe space Sam Darnold, but man, Derek Carr, he plays everything.
Whoa, here's a hot take from Cuzzo. Give me Chase Brown over Kamara.
Oh wow.
I mean, way later. Whoa. I love Chase Brown.
Yeah, value-wise, but not straight up.
Not straight up.
Yeah, but speaking of, here's our last.
Taking carries and taking reps over there. So.
Yeah. Here's our last running back battle, y'all. Kev and those just tuning in. We got these little graphics here that Peacock made for us. With these the heavy metal versus
we rock hard
breakdown. We rock hard. In this last battle here for the running backs, we've got a couple running backs that go with like that 7th, 8th round range. Tony Pasta versus Jalen Warren. Oh, yeah.
I'll jump out on this one.
Go ahead, JD.
First off, shout out to Bakes a lot, man. He putting the stamp on that Ellis Green.
Yeah, put that stamp on
it. He know what time it is around this California.
And he does bake a lot. Yeah,
everything, 100%. But, man, I'm going with Tony Pasta. Even though they both coming into a timeshare situation this year, I'm going to go with the guy that has 1,000-yard couple 1,000-yard rushing season under his belt, bro. 100%. Even though that Tajay's over there, and we know Tajay gonna get some work, and the scoring play that Tajay did last week, it was so nasty. But we did see Pasta get a lot of the majority on the first drive. You know what I mean? 100%. And Pasta is a damn good value. And like I said, man, I'm on that zero slash hero RB type shit. And Pasta is somebody that I'm targeting in the back round to complete my running back room. Cause I mean, y'all been seeing me. I that's how I'm right now. So 100%. Give me the Pasta, man.
Oh man. Yeah. The Tino, for the backstory, that is because Tino hates pasta. That's why they call him Tony Pasta.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Forget about it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate here because Kev's saying, what if Pollard gets same workload as Henry? Henry struggle. He ain't getting no big workload because guess who's still there? And I think he's gonna just keep getting better. Tajay Spears. I like the Tajay Spears pack later because, I mean, Tony Pasta, I think he'll have his moments, but with Spears there, I think that's going to take away from him. And with the Steelers, with Warren, I get it. Najee's there. But I think with Warren, I'm going to give the slight edge to him for PPR because I think Warren is still going to catch around 60 passes. And then with Arthur Smith, he should also see more rushing work as well. Whereas with Tennessee, I think with Callahan, they're going to throw it a good amount. And then, like I said, Spears is there. I think that's going to hurt Tony Pasta. So I'm going to go with Jalen Warren. And like Kev's saying here, Najee a plotter. Jalen Warren might end up becoming the primary back there. And if you're a primary guy in Arthur Smith's system, that's going to be nice.
Hold on.
I got
Najee is from the same soil as MJD, okay? He's from the same soil as Joe Mixon. It's something in the dirt. It's something in the water.
But in 2022, when Callahan had Mixon, Samaje, and fucking, I'm forgetting the third running back, bro. He had 130 targets go to them dudes. Also, and Pasta, he bring PPR value too. We seen it. He had like 40 receptions last year, 100%. That's not his first time doing that, 100%. So there's enough targets, and it's gonna be for them to be down. We don't expect them to be a top tier team, so they're gonna be down a lot. So whether you want to speed the game up and be passing a lot of downs, you're going to have either or. And on top of Tony Pasta getting the bulk of carries as well, in my opinion. So I'm taking, the Tajay shit don't scare me 100%.
Pasta caught 55 last year.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, bro. I'm going to go Tony Pasta over Warren G. Because I am a Najee guy, bro. I'm a Najee guy. Najee is like not far from Joe Mixon, where we're not looking for the efficiency. He's gonna get the bulk of the workload that matters, and that's the red zone. I know we're gonna get some receptions out of Warren, but I mean Najee. I want to point this out. This is that money year, bro. You know what I mean? They're gonna run him into the desert. I'm telling you, bro. So I'm going to go Tony Pasta here, and that offensive line is going to be improved when you bring over a Brian Callahan. He brings over his pappy, Bill Callahan, who's a world-renowned lines coach. Anywhere old Bill Callahan is, their line's the shit. He was there with the second iteration of the Great Wall of Dallas. He was there in Cleveland. He was there with the Bengals when he made that line good when they were shitty. You know what I mean? Like, he just makes that line good. So I'm going to go Tony Pasta.
Yeah, I think Warren could see some slot reps, Tino. They're probably going to do some two-back sets. They don't have much receiver depth.
Yeah,
I think Jalen Warren's going to be a fucking weapon.
Yep.
I think Warren, especially if they start to play the hot hand, whenever the Steelers played the hot hand, Warren oftentimes came ahead and stayed on the field in important times, especially in that 2-minute drill. Warren was out there. He was the one that was doing all the dirty work. He was the 3-down back when it came to the point where they needed to score some points. I like Warren. The Najee doesn't scare me though. Like I would pick up Najee if he comes to you at a value too, because I think that they do tend to open up games and want to tire you down. And then at the end of the game, when they need to score some serious like game
hurry it up.
When they got that hurry up, yeah, exactly. They got Jalen Warren out there doing a lot of work, and
he could pass pro too for his little ass. Pause.
Yeah, he's a damn good player. I like Jalen Warren.
Big balls, my boy.
Yeah, I love that.
My issue with Tony Pollard is that I like Tajay Spears too, and they kind of are like the same dynamic player. Whereas at least in Najee and Warren's case, they're different players. So when you line up Pollard and Spears, it's almost like they mirror each other. And when it comes to Spears, I think he has a little upside because he's been with the organization, and they might have a little bit more confidence. They brought over Pollard for a reason, yeah. He's been solid over in Dallas for a long time.
Forget about it.
But Spears, he's already familiar with the group, and I don't know how many, like, I don't know if Titans are going to score as many points as the Steelers. I think the Steelers can low-key be a good team. And if the Steelers are scoring, then the running backs are going to be scoring. And I don't know. I'm going to give the edge to Warren based on the
Imagine
fact
Justin
that
Fields hitting that
he
screen.
doesn't have a
That
mirror
screen
player.
pass to Warren.
I love this selection, Spencer. This is a great one because they're both 1A, 1B situations in these organizations, but the edge goes to Warren because he's a different player than the other guy. Whereas I see Spears and Pollard as the same player. We're like, oh, okay, we're banking on one of these guys getting hurt, and then this guy can do what the other guy does.
Yeah, I think those are good. Those are good points by Kid. I like the offense as a tiebreaker. Sorry, I'll get back to that point.
Hell yeah! Work call.
No,
He's in the GWN headquarters.
We making trades, baby.
Yeah, we got CEO, business calls, sponsorship deals. Yeah, we working the phones, fellas.
Hey, look, this will. Hey, Tony Pasta, the last 2 years, bro. Last year, 302 combined touches. Then in 2022, 240.
Damn,
that motherfucker is damn near a workhorse.
I didn't realize that, bro.
And when you bring in somebody that has had a little bit of run on their tread for the last 2 years, but has shown that can do it on top of what you got in the change of pace in Tajay Spears for what Tony Pasta signed for this year and what he's brought on the table for the last 2 years, he's definitely getting work because they brought, even if they run him for this year and next year, I think it was only a 3-year deal. So for sure, they brought him in for a reason. And looking at it right now, for the last 2 years, this motherfucker has been, workhorse capability, 100%. Last year was 1,400 yards, 1,300 combined yards last year, bro. 55 receptions on 252 rushing attempts, bro. That's a lot of work right there, Paul.
Tony Pollard is arguably better when he doesn't get that workload, though. Like when he was working with Zeke, Pasta was by far the more valuable running back.
Yeah, he was the 5.5 or whatever average, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, he didn't get the volume, but he got the better fantasy point production. Like that's where I feel like at least what the Titans did is brought in a guy that they could be confident in because he's good for the system, but they also did it because like they're the same player. Like they're
not the switch playbook.
Right. Like I don't think
your young mayonnaise quarterback.
It's out of the question that Spears is going to have the advantage some weeks and then Pasta's going to have the advantage some weeks. Whereas in that,
and that is annoying.
They utilize their backs differently. So you're going to get like a confident, like 15, 20.
Hey, when that weather gets cold, though, bro,
they're going to be in different situations. Like I was trying to emphasize, like the early down work and the early game work is going to be a Najee thing. But when it comes to like closing out a game and scoring points, I think it's going to be a Jaylen Warren situation. So I like the idea that the Steelers have already proven that they have jobs for these guys. And then Jaylen Warren's job is to score points. And I like the prospect of Pittsburgh scoring a little bit even more than they have been recently.
Big bomb.
Yeah,
they don't got Kenny Pickett anymore. Get the fuck out of here. And
right. What's you take, Peacock? Pasta or Warren?
Yeah, I like Tomlin as a coach. They're always competing. I think that Warren has a slightly different role, or his makeup is a little bit different than that of Najee as far as a receiver goes. I'm with Kidda on the fact that Spears and Pollard are very similar, and the coach has come out and said, "Hey, man, I'm going with the hot hand kind of approach with these guys, or whoever's producing. We can use them interchangeably." So that kind of scares me. Whereas one of the other guys has a role set regardless of whether the other guy is being effective or not. So I just kind of tend to lean towards the better coached squad as well. The Titans got rid of Mike Vrabel, which is going to be, I think, huge for them this year. And I'm not too excited about what that offense has to bring regardless. I just think they lost the big identity of what they used to be with Derrick Henry and Vrabel gone now. So I'm not too sure what that running game is going to entail. I know that they could be weapons in the passing game, obviously, but so is Warren already. So I'm going to probably lean that way with Pittsburgh.
Right on.
I might change my answer because I remember how much I hate pasta. But JD pointed, I didn't know he gets that much workload because I never pay attention to old pasta. You know what I mean? Like, damn, he can.
Yeah, I just, like I said in my take, I just think Spears is going to take a good amount from him. But, you know, I mean, they're very close. I mean, that's why we do these things. I mean, shit, I got Warren RB26 and Pasta RB27. I mean, they're right
Special
there.
teams, skill players that come from bottom 10 scoring offenses only hit at about 20% of the time. So 2 out of every 10 guys, whether it's a running back or wide receiver that's coming from a bottom 10 scoring offense, chances of them being any good for fantasy is only
one to
20%.
die in the other.
Tino's staying away from the Titans and the Broncos.
That's exactly why I'm so high on the Texans this year. You can give me anybody on that squad. I'll be real happy.
That is true. That's not a bad way to. I mean, I tend to play that way too, where I'll just have but I've never been like entire situations like that, but I might have to adopt that because there's some teams I'm just not having anybody on there, and that they might be the Titans, but man,
the Patriots. Oh, we're Rahamador. We got Rahamador.
I mean, oh yeah.
I was like, the Patriots really suck, but at least they have Rahamador. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, Denver for me. I don't want any Denver. Denver's all bad, bro. All bad. Committee backfield. All bad.
Urkel's a good pick for Denver. Urkel going late, bro.
Yeah, you want Urkel. Yeah, Jaleel White.
Oh, Jaleel. Yeah, shout out to
Jaleel. And he's been looking really good.
Jaleel McLaughlin, bro.
I've become a little bit more of a confident truther on McLaughlin. I'm like, I don't know if Estime is ready because McLaughlin looks like he's like, no, this is my spot to be RB2 on this roster. Because we're giving it to Javonte, like every time he's touched the ball, he's looked really good too. So I think that the Denver Broncos can be a little bit of a dark horse.
I fuck with some bonus in a super flex as a third.
He's got the ability to make plays out of nothing. I remember him scrambling and seeing him get to the sideline real quick and avoid hits and make these dart throws and all the stuff that you want out of a quarterback. I'm kind of confident on Bo Nix as a QB3 on your roster right now.
Bogart Nix.
Yeah. But Bo Nix has been probably the most solid. Maybe Caleb Williams, of course. He's looked really good too. I think Caleb is the best rookie quarterback that I've seen so far. But Bo Nix has been the number 2 for sure. I haven't seen much. I still value Jaden Daniels higher than Bo Nix, but Bo Nix has really shown me stuff that I can be confident on and never shy away from it. Yeah,
he has 5
years. That might be the big difference maker with Bo Nix so far. It's like preseason is a little bit soft. Like it's not too complicated for these guys. Once the real season starts, then we get defense alignments that they've never seen before, and motions that they need to deal with, and that might be hard for some of these rookies. But I think Caleb for sure is number 1, and then Bo Nix is number 2 right now.
What? Come on, that's outrageous. JD5, bro. JD5, the best QB I've seen so far. I think it's very close between him and JD5. And I mean, I think Bo Nix could eventually work his way to being like a mediocre QB, but there's no way in hell I see Bo Nix having the same path of JD. Yeah, I might be a little biased because I like Sean Payton. But the thing with Bo Nix, I mean, in college, I mean, yeah, he finally had his big year last year, but the bottom line is it took him a while to develop, and even with that, he's still just a guy that does not run a lick. And I mean, in today's NFL,
but
you want a guy that can run a little bit. And I mean, I just don't like this Bo Nix proposition because it's just
and he did run. Actually, that's That's not all
That
the way.
big Troy
like,
Franco.
He has scrambled and gotten first downs in preseason. So maybe you should go back and watch a little bit more of Bo Nix. Like he can get outside of the pocket.
I've
What do the
seen
Ducks
Bo
say?
Nix.
Get
I've
those
seen
first
enough
downs.
of him.
And they're
He's
not
quacking
easy
on the
first downs
field.
either. He's got a little bit. He's got more burst than an outside linebacker. So he can get to the edge and win the battle and take those hard fought yards. It's not like he can't run.
He's
It's,
big Bo Nix.
Oh, sure, we got the Doug Smith in the house. What up, Doug?
Top
What
of the
up,
morning,
Doug?
Doug.
Shout out to the touchdown.
And he's asking,
Shout out
and
to
it's
the
a good question here. Which rookie QB is fool's gold? And I just get Bo Nix. That's mine. Bo Nix, fool's gold, bro.
I'm gonna go with the cheat
Peyton
code
can't
and
teach a
say
5-year-old.
JJ McCarthy.
He's not going to out for the season.
I know. Just
Trolling ass Bogard, troll guard.
I'm gonna say, oh, I like that. Troll guard. A troll guard. I'm gonna have to pop up on one. That's way better than a bogey bust on him. Pause.
Yeah.
I would say, I'd say Caleb because
Appreciate you, Doug.
Just based on the expectation is so high. And then like history shows in Chicago, we haven't even seen a 4,000-yard passer. So you got to first tell me that Caleb is the next coming and he's going to write history and be the first 4,000-yard passer. But when I say be the next coming, because that's what they're comparing you. They say there's no one been NFL ready like Peyton Manning, like Andrew Luck, like Trevor Lawrence. And then now they say that about Caleb. You know what I mean? I think Caleb has the highest bust potential here.
Yeah, honestly though, I mean,
I tend to agree with that. I just have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, me too. I think he's really good.
Caleb is going to be.
And also, what also gives me confidence in Caleb is what Poles has surrounded him with 100%.
Yeah.
You've seen not only in the draft by them taking a Dunze, what is it, 10th?
They got Poles.
Yeah, but they also traded for Sweat last year.
They got Poles in Chicago.
And then at the end of the season as well, that defense started coming along as well. So I think I got high hopes for Caleb and the Bears just in general, 100%. I would definitely go with Knicks just as for this season. You know what I mean? Just based on of what they got around him in Denver for this season. It doesn't seem to be a lot right now. And what JD5 brings to the table for this year and what they got over there, I would say it would be just Bo Nix for me this year, 100%. But one thing that he does have other than
Eric saying Drake May, I could maybe see that because
starts 60.
I'm taking, you know what? I'm changing mine to Drake May.
Experience at playing high level football.
I'm gonna take Derek.
I like Drake May a lot. I think he's the next Justin Herbert, but I don't know if he's gonna be out there.
A little spicy.
I think the Patriots might play it smart and have Brissett out on the field way more often than May will. If Brissett is healthy, I think he gets the job. Drake May might have to sit the bench.
It's in
Whereas
quarterback's
Bo
best
Nix,
interest to sit. Like
he won him.
The old style of way, they had it right when you make a QB sit, because whether you're Aaron Rodgers or even look at Jordan Love, like Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. Like
that shit works.
It really does work.
Eventually, I see Drake May being a guy, like a real fucking playmaker. But this season, I think if you draft him to be any sort of like fantasy relevant, then you might be like what Derek said, fool's gold, man. That shit, you might not even get 100 points out of the guy because for
redraft, definitely Drake May is my fool's goal, because it's like, I mean, I'll admit I don't like Bo Nix, but guess what? If you need a greasy third QB, shit, in super
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it could be worse. Like that's what I'm saying. Greasy value. I mean, Sean Payton. I mean, I don't like him, but bottom line is,
thinking and dunking all over the
place. I got Bo Nix as my QB3 in some dynasties, so
exactly. So we had missed this question earlier from Bakes. Let's get to it here before we sign off. What should we expect from Liam Cohen running the offense in Tampa?
Ooh, I like this question.
He's got a good team.
Yeah, he does.
That's where I'm coming from. Is like
he's coming from the Rams.
He got his tutelage up under Sean McVay, bro. So
exactly.
Bringing
he was part of that staff. He was part of that staff when Cooper Kupp had the triple crown year, and they went. You're right. He came on in 22. That's right. And Baker was there.
That was his second round. That was his second stint. And
okay. So he was there. during 2021 with them when they went to the bowl. You know what I mean?
It says 2018 and 2022. That 2018 was his first stint as the wide receiver coach, and then in 2022 he was hired as the OC after Ken O'Connell got the job.
That's when they had Baker there too. They traded for him at one point. Remember that?
Oh
no! They picked him up because he got
picked him up. They picked him up.
And then, so there is some familiarity with Baker, and like I do like all the things they're saying. They're saying they want to use Chris Godwin the way they use Cooper Kupp, and they're saying that Mike Evans, like they want to get him that record. You know what I mean? And tie the GOAT Jerry Rice for the most consecutive wow yards. You know what I mean? So I like everything that I'm hearing out there. Rashad White is probably the only one I don't expect to like replicate what he did last year, but I still think he's going to get a tremendous workload. Like that's a good team, and they're deep, and this guy's going to do his thing.
Yeah, I like this, Doug. Doug, the real question is: will Nike sponsor nail polish for Caleb Williams?
I mean,
it's
more like Maybelline.
His
You're gonna get like Maybelline or one of them, you know what I mean, or maybe even a what's her name, the Kendall Jenner chick. You know what I mean? She got her own brand. He's gonna go that route, bro, where he's gonna get a real bag, bro.
Bro, yeah, I thought of that shit. You know what it is? It's like it's all economics. Why these dudes like Jimmy Butler doing all this feminine shit? It's all economics. They're wanting to get endorsements from that bullshit. That's why they be doing that shit, bro. It's all because to get more endorsements, more money. That's why they be doing all that crap.
Come on.
Well, Caleb's story is a little bit different. He doesn't money. Yeah. It has nothing to do with money with Caleb. It's his bloodline. It's his family. It's his mom. So
you're Gothic?
So no,
oh, okay. Hold on.
She glam rock.
He has a glam rock background.
She was a I don't know what you call them technicians, but she was doing the fucking nails and stuff. So he grew up in a fucking nail salon, and he has a lot of appreciation.
Oh, he probably gonna have a whole line of nail shops in Chicago, bro.
I can get down with supporting what brought you up, and I spent a lot of times in this hair salon, like for real. Like when my mom wasn't,
That's why Kid'll be letting his hair down.
But she was working in. She was the receptionist. She was the person that would like move the cars because the meters were out. She would be like front desk taking the money and all that
there
stuff.
For hours getting their thing done.
So yeah, when I was on spring break, summer breaks, whatever the fuck, like I would be rocking my fucking ass with the Game Boy and with a bunch of ladies chatting up. Like so, I appreciate that you kind of like put an emphasis on where you come from. Like, so he comes from that background.
See, I didn't know that. I just thought he was a glam rocker.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, wanting to be like fucking Def Leppard or some shit. The glam rock.
I like that version
Motley Crue. Yeah, Motley Crue. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah.
And being comfortable in your masculinity, and that don't bother me at all. Like,
and you know what? If he goes out there and shreds,
I have no issues with the fucking.
Yeah, he ain't been that bad. The Jimmy Butler shit, that was over the top. But Caleb ain't really been that bad. Oh, it was like a media day thing. JD and them talked about it on the weekend wrap up, looking like somebody auntie.
Oh, so it's like
Wax is going off on that.
It's like the VP nomination of Trump, where he's got the eyeliner. Like motherfucker is like
he's like a Derek Carr, the mascara man.
It's mascara.
Derek Carr be wearing it.
Yeah, Derek Carr, bro.
Like every fucking time, and then Trump, he puts the fucking orange makeup on every time. So like when you look at the founding fathers too in the United States, they dress themselves up pretty wild. They had the wig, they had the fucking makeup.
Well, because they all had syphilis and they were losing their hair because of it, so they wore powdered wigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all bald and balding, so they had to get
bald from syphilis.
Yes, gentlemen.
It's facts. I do declare.
Constituency.
Yeah. All right.
That's crazy.
I think should probably put a bull on this thing.
I concur.
Yeah, but that's just wow. We could do a whole show.
Order in this podcast.
Right. Any final thoughts on the pick your poison shit before we close out?
Come on, chat. Shout out some other.
If anyone got any,
I want to hear you guys out. You got
Zach Moss or Chase Brown.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm thinking Moss.
Yeah, I'm with Moss too.
They give him money.
Yeah, I think I'm still on the Moss train. They almost got me swayed. Right now I got Moss RB30 and Chase RB34. So I'm still Moss.
Give me the bank
for redraft.
Chase Bank Brown.
I'll tackle that too. I'll go with the Chase Brown just because I like the noise coming from training camp is Chase Brown is gonna be a thing. So the idea of Zach Moss getting the same workload that he got in Indianapolis, I don't think it's going to be the same situation for him in Cincinnati.
I mean, he could pass pro too, so it could be like 3rd and long, and they're playing man coverage on you. You catch everyone with their back turn. He just takes a little bloop, and he's like gone.
I love what Zach Moss did last year. I had before any of the games started, before training camp started, I was a big Zach Moss guy, and I was jumping up to feel confident about the value that I got him.
Being behind Jonathan Taylor last year.
But now that we got action, Chase Brown has proven to me that he's not going to be just a bench warmer. He's gonna.
Yeah, he finished out the year hot last year.
Yeah,
he had some big games.
But damn, yeah, good question. I like that one. Come on, chat, shout it out. I don't know. We got something.
I mean, we went over a bunch. I mean, shit. Oh, we got a Tino. We talking about Diggs or Tank. Yeah, I'm Diggs on that all day if it's straight up.
I'm on the Tank side, to be honest.
Peacock is all in, bro.
I do like that Peacock points out though that like there is going to be so much attention on them that look at even the first preseason game. There's so much attention on the other guys. Tank Dell just boop for the touchdown. Like,
yeah, all 3 of them were on the field for that route.
Exactly.
Nico cleared to the flat. Diggs went post across the middle that took the safety or held the safety for a little bit, which allowed Tank to just go straight upfield, find the hole in between the linebacker and the outside corner.
CJ found him.
CJ found him, and he broke 2 tackles and scored. I like Tank's game, dude. He's just too smooth with it. And I'll share the link to that video that I saw the other day. It's about 10, 11 minutes of him just breaking down Tank Dell film from last year where he wins at all points, like from before the play starts till he finishes in the end zone.
That's why Tank was like, fuck it, I'm even too. I
feel the same way. I think I have Tank a little bit higher than Diggs. I haven't grabbed a lot of Diggs, and I think it's situational when it comes to the draft board. Not that I would shy away from a Diggs, but when Tank Dell falls to me, I'm so excited to grab him. I'm looking two spots ahead, going, don't take Tank, don't take Tank, don't take Tank. And then when it comes to the same situation for Diggs, I never actually go, oh, okay, whoa, come on, Diggs, fall. I usually go with.
I usually like it when someone takes Diggs, so I don't have to consider it because it's like Nico triggers the Diggs pick. When someone takes Nico, now someone's thinking Diggs.
The Diggs.
Yeah, it is. It can be
like, and I'm mad because I'm like, please don't take Nico. Please don't take Nico. And then they take Nico and then Diggs. I'm like,
I'm the Nico taker.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? And with Diggs is going around where DJ Moore and Michael Pittman is going around, and I would love to have all 3 of those guys.
Oh, I love a DJ Moore.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not shying away from Diggs. I would love to target Diggs as my second wide.
You're getting a piece of Stroud too, and you fucking Stephon Diggs, bro. Like it's kind of, you know what I mean?
That's exactly it right there. You get a piece of that offense, and top 2 fantasy asset in general. You got to me my personal top 2 are Texans and Lions. So get those guys on those squads. Jameson Williams over in Lionsville. They're gonna fucking see a huge leap into like relevancy this season. And then Philadelphia, you ain't far behind, but you're number 4 for me. for what Rams provide, I think I have them at number 3 fantasy offense. I really like Stafford to the Cup. Like that chemistry is just like otherworldly. And then Puka and Kyron. What we saw out of Kyron was like a number 2 fantasy asset in overall production. Like that's probably not going nowhere. And then what McVay does scheme wise is like it's just so fucking potent.
I mean, that's why he's the best Shanahan disciple, because they get poached every year. But it's okay if you take your offensive staff from them because they're the guys. You know what I mean? They're the true architects.
Yeah, I really build my squads off of trying to get pieces
diagnose
off
the best offenses.
Potent offenses, get as many of those pieces as I can, and not worry so much about the ADP and projected outcome.
That used to be how I played fantasy football back in the day.
Just dive into it. Yeah.
All right, our last one before we slide, y'all. T. Higgins or Jaden Reed for courtesy of the Ginger Ninja.
Yeah, hey, as of right now, T. Higgins is WR20 being drafted as WR27, and Jaden Reed is WR36. That's damn near a whole round later.
Yeah.
You can get them both.
Yeah, you just get them both. Yeah, straight up, I'm going Higgins value-wise, probably Reed.
And just real quick about Tino's question there about if he blocks, Tank Dell definitely blocks. But he will be out of the mix on 3 wide receiver sets, but that's okay because the Texans are running 3 wide receiver sets at roughly 67% or so, which is right on par with league average.
At the top of the league for sure.
And it's probably going to go up. So no worries about him being on the field. He's on the field in obvious passing situations. And, and he should be fine.
12 personnel. Fuck 12.
Yeah.
Spit said it earlier. Fuck them boys.
Fuck them.
Yeah, let's be clear. He's not big by any means, but he's not an Xavier Worthy where he's a fucking like short string bean little fucking punk out there. Like
because what is Tank? He's like
Tank Dell.
5'11".
Tank Dell's
I mean, his name is Tank.
He's 5'10", 165.
Yeah,
okay, so that's where he's
small, but I've never seen him get punked like we saw Xavier Worthy get punked on that one highlight where he's like he was bouncing around like a pinball in a pinball machine. I was like, I lost all faith in that homie right there. I was like, no.
Yeah, I think Tank's a different.
Tank never been fucking punked like that.
And Tank, going back to a callback, what we were saying earlier on the show is like, hey, he's gonna rack up if you got leagues that get you points on yards returned. Tank's gonna get in the mix a lot.
Yeah, for punt returns especially.
Hell yeah! Anything we like to plug or shout out before we close this thing?
Man.
I got the commercial queued up, Pete.
Yeah, I was about to say we're definitely gonna shout out to our sponsor, neonpeacockmerch.com. And man, be sure to tune in to OJ and a Blunt for breakfast tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
And shout out to our man Slim out of Brooklyn.
Shout out to Slim,
you know
man.
You know what I'm saying? From a fan's perspective, you know what I mean? And what else we want y'all to look out for? Oh yeah,
Guru Nation Power Hour coming up.
Power Hour coming back to you.
H-Town Huddle.
H-Town Huddle. Yeah, get ready. We got and we got my man Iffy Wise Man If. Not gonna lie, that's a show coming as well, and the Diamond Joe show that might premiere next week while we're live.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all that. Yes, live in Sin City. Yeah, that's gonna be epic. So yeah, we're gonna play Peacock's joint, and then we're gonna be out of here, y'all. Appreciate everyone that tuned in with this Pick Your Poison, a really fun exercise, fun episode. Shout out to everyone in the chat that pulled up. Couldn't do it without y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yo, game
up.
Take it away, Peacock.